that's how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was born. It's basically an evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in any martial art, I don't like to think that this is Brazilian or this is Japanese. It's all an evolution towards improvement.
But it's mostly called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Because of the two Brazilian brothers, Hélio and Carlos, in 1920, who adapt traditional judo and traditional jiu-jitsu into a new, call it a new martial art. Now Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, you've been practicing jiu-jitsu for a while, for about 30 years.
Yeah, I was 15 when I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, yeah.
And what does it entail?
So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a martial art that was developed to be very realistic in its nature for self-defense purposes. So for women, for somebody who's not as big and strong, and it basically works on leveraging the other person's strength. So it's basically more grappling-based martial art. So we're not so much into punching and kicking. We learn how to defend punches, we learn how to defend kicks, but this martial art in particular is more of a grappling martial art. Yeah.
Louis?
Okay. And how has been the reception in the country towards Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Very good. Not only here, but where Hassan, he's Ugandan, where he trains in Kampala now. There is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor there. There is someone in Tanzania. So it's not only in Kenya, but in East Africa in general. The reception has been very positive. I graduated a couple of black belts here in Kenya. I've been teaching here for 20 years. So there's now been a history.
Impressive.
There's one tribe, BJJ, with a Kenyan black belt. There's Chanuka guys with a purple belt, a Kenyan purple belt. So the reception has been, I would say, overwhelmingly positive. Yeah.
I think my question will be to you, Hassan.
Yes.
You're still very young.
So young.
22.
At only 22.
Yeah. What drew you into combat sports?
I would say passion
Mm-hmm.
and love for fighting. I grew up in a house of we were a lot of children.
Okay.
So we would fight every day, every time. We would bully each other. So due to some circumstances, I entered the gym at a young age, at the age of 10. I started training, but it was a hobby. And then when I turned 15, I started competitions.
Okay.
Yeah. Started competitions. Then at 21, I started moving internationally, fighting internationally. That's when I found Osama. Then he connected me to Professor Julio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what keeps you going in jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu is fun. If you're stressed, just leave everything behind and enter the jiu-jitsu gym. All will be sorted. Trust me.
That's good advice. That's good advice for stress relief.
So all your problems will go away once you get into
forget
jiu-jitsu.
everything.
Okay.
So Julio, what was the hardest part of your journey in trying to make jiu-jitsu a thing in Kenya?
Look, at some point I was teaching in garages. I remember teaching at some point at a Chinese childcare center, borrow spaces, yoga studios, people's, grass areas. I don't know why I never quit, to be honest. It was something that, is driven me to
keep going.
And now to see the gym doing so well. We have around 200 members now. We have a kids program. We have the pro team that Hassan is part of that we're very proud. We have a Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu competition team for Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, not only MMA. We placed first in Africa in Cairo in February overall. We have a women's self-defense program that is doing very well, so to help women, be more confident and learn how to be aware in self-defense situations. So I don't know, all of the hard work, I feel like it has paid off. I'm living a dream, I feel. It's quite incredible.
And speaking of women, is there a division for the jiu-jitsu women?
Yes, yes. So not only for sports jiu-jitsu, so there's women-only division, but women in MMA is a very, very big,
it's a big thing.
Big thing. I love to watch the women in the UFC, in the PFL. There's actually a Kenyan international MMA fighter, Felicia, who has fought in South Africa. We're hoping to bring some women to our pro team as well. We have a couple of amateur ladies who are interested. Women can also fight. We have, we have a lot of examples of in the UFC that women are doing very, very well.
Yeah. We also need that here.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my question would be, aside from jiu-jitsu, if I'm to join the gym, what else do you have in terms of combat sports?
Yeah, so our MMA program is very strong. So
Mhm.
just for the listeners who are a little confused, mixed martial arts, the
Mhm.
sport of MMA is the one that you see now in the UFC with
Yeah.
the cage. Also, the Professional Fighters League is also here in Africa now.
Mhm.
They're coming to Kigali actually in October.
Yeah.
So mixed martial art is like the name is a combination of a rule set where almost anything is allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so in boxing you can only use your hands.
Yes.
Muay
Mhm.
Thai you use your 9 limbs. Taekwondo there's a particular rule set.
Yes.
Jiu-jitsu, grappling.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mixed martial art allows athletes to fight in a rule that almost anything is allowed. You can
Mhm.
kick, you can punch, you can do takedowns. It's very exciting.
Mhm.
It's it's a lot of action,
Mhm.
and is now the fastest growing sport in the world. Right. Hassan fights for Anza. He has 2 wins in 2 fights. He's 2-0. First round finishes. Now we have events coming up in October 11th in Mombasa. We're gonna have the Coast guys fighting each other.
Mhm.
We have another event 6th of November at Alchemist in Westlands.
Mhm.
I'll send you guys some tickets so you guys can come check it out.
Yeah.
And the very first professional MMA event in Kenya, licensed by the Kenya Oriental Combat Federation, is gonna be 14th of December.
Okay.
And this is gonna be a big event, big venue, big cage, professional event. And mixed martial arts, like in our gym, we offer that, which is a combination of martial arts and also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And you are behind Anza MMA, right?
So the owners of Alchemist, myself, and the Kenya Oriental Combat Federation are the ones who are kind of driving the Anza. Anza is a platform for amateur fighters initially to get better. So when we go to fight internationally, we're going to be able to compete. And then obviously the first pro event in December, we're hoping that it's going to be a stepping stone for a number of East African fighters to now be seen around the world. And possibly, who knows, I say this to all the time. I want to try to get I will get a Kenyan in the UFC, or I'm going to die trying.
Hey, yes. You're really excited, Louis, with that.
Especially the heavyweight division.
We need more heavyweights.
Yes.
We need more heavyweights.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Western Kenyan boys to be, bigger guys.
The size, yeah.
The size. So if anybody from Western Kenya, big guys are interested in fighting, stop by the gym and
and they should
Let's see.
see you directly.
yes.
So
Do you?
Julio, okay,
Continue.
Julio, how would you describe your style of jiu-jitsu?
So when I competed and I retired 7 years ago, was my last competitive match. In jiu-jitsu there are 2 forces. Is a person who likes to fight, on top of you, and
Yeah.
people who like to fight in more of this defensive stance.
Mm-hmm.
I was always that type of fighter, most on a defensive stance. In striking, when I competed in amateur boxing, I just wanted to survive, to be honest. Because coming from a grappling background, because Hassan comes from a striking background. Like he
Okay,
has a lot of accolades as a striker, and now he's a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So he's learning how to do everything. When I was boxing, it was hard because I had a life of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling, right? And learn how to fight only with the hands for me was a long journey.
Quite tough, yeah. So it was only survival mode in that boxing ring.
Yeah, my boxing fight, even when I went to Thailand for to do Muay Thai, it's I guess when you start with something like I was grappling Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all my life, and I started boxing and striking in my 20s. It takes a long time to to change your mind, and somebody comes from a striking background, then to learn Jiu-Jitsu is also a journey. That's the beauty of this sport.
Yeah. So what is your record, boxing record?
I only fought amateur once in Kigali. I think I was in my 30s, I believe. I think I was 34, 35. I competed a lot in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I fought London Open, the Scandinavian Open, a bunch of other tournaments. But I have to say, my guys are 10 times better than me in competition. For you to be a fighter, a full-time fighter, it takes a lot. Like you have to really have a very particular mindset. I have a day job. I never managed to be professional. I never managed to make a transition to professional fighting. Hassan already has. Many other guys already in the gym have done professional bouts. It is a lifetime of commitment. It's the hardest job in the world, I tell people, if you want to be a fighter. You have to take punches to your face. You have to learn how to be choked, and then the day you go for your payday, you have to fight on your underwear in a steel cage. It's very hard.
I think let me add on to that, Hassan.
Yes.
What would you say is your discipline that allows you to do this? Because you can just imagine someone is just hitting you in the face. You control your anger.
Yeah.
So you're professional. Your anger is not affecting you at that particular time. What do you say is your go-to discipline method?
I come from a taekwondo background.
Okay.
I come from a gym called Kampala Grappling Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, first thing first, before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we emphasize taekwondo.
Okay.
Taekwondo has discipline.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it humbles you. So, before anything else, our master always emphasized discipline before entering the ring. Even before entering the ring, greet your opponent.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Greet your opponent. If he shows that he doesn't want, then
Then there's more discipline in another way.
that's when you pay back.
And
But otherwise,
Mhm.
I can say it's the love of the sport that keeps the discipline.
so Kampala, they do have a lot of boxing generally,
A lot of
and a lot
boxing.
of combat sports. Do you feel like now transitioning into Kenya? Do you feel like there's good competition in terms of fighters in Kenya, as compared to fighters in Uganda?
I wouldn't say that, because it's at the end of the day, it's all about training. I train 3 times or 5 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to beat me. It's hard for me to lose. I train 5 or 3 times a day.
So
Every day.
So there's no competition
No.
so far.
I would say no competition right now for me.
Wow.
For me personally.
Confidence.
I like that.
For
I
him
like that.
personally, so listen, if the Kenyan fighters who are listening, please, we need to hear you saying, "Me, I can beat him."
Hassan is calling you out for a
Line up,
challenge.
line up,
Yeah.
line up.
Line up and come and face Hassan, because he's saying that there's no competition.
There's
My
no
Kenyan
competition.
fighters, where are you? Where are you guys? So Hassan, before a match or a tournament, what is your mindset?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to settle mentally.
Mm-hmm.
I get in fight shape.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm thinking about working with my coach Omar,
Mhm.
Joey.
Mhm.
We set the game plan
Mm-hmm.
so that when I get in there,
Mm-hmm.
I just give you what you want.
What you want or what you
Yeah.
want?
No, what you guys want. The win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see guys going down.
Yes,
Yeah.
automatically.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
So do you have any pre-match or post-match rituals?
Of course, my master told me before you enter the ring, greet the corners.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh.
greet the corners.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I enter the ring, I greet the corners.
Mhm.
Then I chill. In
He
my
also likes to
corner.
do a split before the fight. There's some people that don't mind doing a full split.
That's one of my dreams, to be able to fully do a split, because I'm like 80% there.
180.
Yeah, I can't do a full one. I'm like at 160. I'm not at like 180,
Sit on
but I'm
butterfly.
getting.
Sit
Oh.
on butterfly. If you're eating,
Mm.
sleeping,
Mhm.
butterfly.
So it'll help read.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'll be taking pictures and then just posting Instagram pictures. Julio, if I may ask, since you've been in this country for a while, do you feel like there is growth currently? There's a lot of growth when it comes to combat sports in general, from MMA to jiu-jitsu
Yes.
to boxing.
We've never, in 21 years now in Kenya, I guess my second home.
Mhm.
I'm Brazilian by birth, but trained here quite a lot and been teaching for a long time. We never had a time like this. We have now, Muay Thai promotions that are popping up.
Yeah.
We have events, boxing events that are doing quite well. There's an event on Alchemist, first Tuesday of every month. There is an event out of Coliseum Gym in Gong Road that is doing quite well in Muay Thai. We have Anza, which we already have 12 events planned for next year. We've never had... It's like a perfect storm. The media is getting more interested, like you guys, in giving us space to talk about MMA and combat sports. We have fighters from Kayole, from Kisi, Mombasa Sharks. We have interest of the consumer, right? The UFC now is broadcast on SuperSport. We have PFL now with other media houses that are also broadcast in Kenya. So this is the time. I think combat sports, the taste for combat sports The momentum is there. The fighters are exciting. We have our one of our coaches, our head coach Osama, is the best featherweight in the country. Already fought in Nigeria for AKO. We're trying to get him another fight before the end of the year. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of really cool, exciting things happening, and I think that our goal to have a Kenyan in the UFC, I think it might happen sooner than later.
Yeah. So let's say I'm a beginner. I want to venture into MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What should a beginner focus on the first 6 months of training?
Survival.
I like the way you answered it so quickly.
Don't quit. A lot of people quit in the beginning because it is an uncomfortable, challenging thing that you're gonna do for yourself to learn self-defense, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or going for MMA class. You're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna be hurt after training because there's punching and kicking and choking involved, right? So even though we try, we usually have an intro class to settle you in. By the way, I'm inviting the guys here from the production and the host if you want to come for an intro class.
Yeah, we should.
Please. We have a women's self-defense program. If you want to, Nicolette, if you want to come and give it a try, we're also open invitation. But the point is, the first few months, like you said, the first 6 months is very mentally and physically challenging.
Okay.
The good news is it gets better before it gets worse, right? Once you get used to, that uncomfortable aspect of being, with somebody punching you or choking you, which is in real life, right? If you face a self-defense situation, an attack on the street, it's not comfortable.
It's not.
Right? So this thing that you see online of some magic move or something fancy, those don't work. What works is for you to practice in the gym very often.
Yes.
Things that are difficult. That's what is going to prepare you in a real life situation, right? So first 6 months survival. After that, things get a little better.
Hey, it's going to be tough.
I can see Hassan is smiling so much.
Because I know.
Hassan is already a pro and he's been there, he's done that, so he's just doing fine. So Julio, who have been your biggest role models in this sport?
So I've been training under Professor Ricardo Testai, which is someone that I have decided to follow, for I think 12 years now. So he's the one who gave my brown belt and my black belt. He's from King's MMA in California. I feel it's important for you to find someone in martial arts and combat sports that can inspire you and guide you, because it is a very, very brutal and sometimes unfair sport.
Okay.
Right? You're dealing with wins and losses and the things that make you feel as a person if you come off a loss, or it is sometimes can be quite lonely. So my inspiration has been my professor and my gym in California, where I learned the hopes and I represent now, and I guess also my students, right? Because it is really rewarding to see children or young adults or adults going from being out of shape, low confidence, stressed, and I really, really see how people's change, how lives of these members change, right? By becoming more confident, becoming physically fit, children not being bullied in school. So that really, my students and our members, probably my second biggest inspiration in this journey.
Okay. Now, we were talking about the fight scene in Nairobi, of course, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the difference between Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and other forms of Jiu-Jitsu. And off air, we're talking about having an exhibition fight. Now, since you guys, you're a former professional fighter, Julio. You're currently an instructor. Hassan, you're a professional fighter. We were talking before you guys came in studio, we were talking about this exhibition fight of Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Now, I feel personally that exhibition fights should just be scrapped.
I'm of the same opinion as well.
What do you guys think from a professional stance?
Look, I'm a bit suspect because Mike Tyson's coach is the head coach of King's MMA, where I got my black belt, and I know Master Rafael very well and spent time at the gym for many, many years. So Mike Tyson has been to the gym at King's several times. He even taught a class once there before. So I know a little bit about what was happening on the sort of behind the scenes, and I don't think Mike should ever fight again, exhibition or not.
Yeah.
Right? Legend of the sport.
Exactly, yeah.
Possibly the best heavyweight boxer of all time. an icon, right, in everybody's memory, the things that he
yeah.
accomplished in the sport. And at 59 years old now, to be in a ring, this is not a professional fighting, even exhibition boxing, I don't think is a young man's sport.
Exactly.
Right. I think that, at 59, maybe he should be doing something else. That's my opinion. I love Mike Tyson. He's a legend, but
Of
I don't
course.
want to see him
Get
you
in
know,
the ring again.
Get in the ring again.
Yeah, man.
But I like to keep the memories that I had, in my childhood.
So leave the boxing before the boxing leaves you.
Correct. That's a good way to put it. Yes. Yes. Very good.
So there's also talk that these exhibition fights are usually fixed for a guy like Mike Tyson or Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. There was talk that Tyson was just supposed to get in there, not hit Paul that hard because he's there for the cash, and Paul is there for the name.
I can guarantee you, knowing Rafael Cordeiro, best MMA coach, 2 years running, a legend of the sport, my Master Rafael would never be in a corner if he knew the fight was fixed. I can guarantee you that he's not that kind of man. I know for a fact that he thought that Mike had a couple of rounds on him and he was going to try to finish the fight. You have to remember, Mike Tyson was 58 years old when he was fighting Jake. Right? He was hospitalized 6 months before with chronic ulcer. He almost died.
Yeah.
The fact that he managed to give, 6 rounds and not be killed, for me, it's already people don't understand, but Jake Paul, he's a fighter, right? I mean, this thing about he's being
A YouTuber.
a YouTuber. Listen, he trains 3-4 times a day. He has one of the best coaching staff in the business. He is a fighter at heart. Stop thinking that Jake Paul is not a fighter.
We
He
know
will
him
knock
as a
out most
YouTuber.
people. Correct. And a Disney actor when he was a child.
Yeah.
He's a fighter. I can tell you that. I can tell you that much.
But then why doesn't he want to fight current fighters?
I think that
he's fighting Javante.
yes,
Javante, yes,
Yeah.
in November, but
little Javante is smaller, right?
yeah.
So he did fight, right? If you look at his record, he fought Tommy Fury, which was 10-0,
Yeah.
and he fought him to, he lost, but it was a fight.
Yeah.
He has a few former UFC fighters, Ben Askren, Anderson Silva. Look, I cannot think of fighting Anderson Silva. For Anderson Silva is 47. He's my age now. He'll kill me in less than a round, right? So he's fighting real fighters. Yeah, a little older, maybe a little shorter sometimes, maybe a little lighter. But he has fought, legit fighters. And listen, I will not get into the ring with Mike Tyson, even if he's 68.
You don't want to be on survival mode with
No,
Tyson.
man. No.
So Hassan, when in a match, do you plan for your opponent in the match, or do you just adapt on the fly?
Sometimes, like this last fight I had, my coach told me, because we trained a lot, he told me, I want you to finish in the first round. And before him telling me, Professor Julio told me, quick, first round we celebrate. So I had that in my head.
In your mind, yeah.
Yes, I was like, let me finish up quick, we go celebrate.
Oh.
That's why I finished quick. I was confident.
So in any match, you always try as much to end it in the first round.
Yes, because every fight, still, it depends on how you train in your fight camp. Yeah. So I was, most of the fights I become when I'm 100% confident that either in the first round, if he survives, he doesn't survive the second round.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has been your memorable or toughest match yet?
Right now, it was Muay Thai. I fought a guy. It was exhibition MMA in Sudan.
Oh, the last one,
The last
the
one,
big guy that he fought.
yes.
Yeah, he
I
fought a
fought-
giant. I was looking at the video. I'm like, oh my god.
A guy twice your size.
I was 62 kilograms. The guy was 95.
Wow.
In Sudan, they don't do weighing in.
I was about to ask you that because that would have not been allowed if we did
No.
it in
Yes.
Kenya.
No,
In
no.
Sudan, they don't do weighing in. You just come, they tell you you're going to fight that one.
Anyone fights anyone.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
came back
God.
and I said, Hassan, we're not going to do that ever again. You cannot believe the size difference of this man and him, and he is throwing bombs on this guy. I'm like, oh my god.
What was the result?
It was a draw.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So
impressive.
David and Goliath, literally. So you were mentioning you have a women's self-defense program at the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe give us more details about it.
Yeah, so we're very, very keen in promoting women in combat sports, right? I personally feel that is a small investment with a huge upside in this day and age where we live, where we've seen here in Kenya sometimes some dark things related to assault on women,
Yes.
and I believe that this is a very important topic. That we have a very competent purple belt Kenyan instructor called Shigi.
Okay.
She does an excellent job in doing the self-defense course. It's an 8-week course, once a week training where women get introduced to basic concepts of self-defense. And just to, a spoiler alert here, 90% of self-defense related to women is about awareness and de-escalation, right? So before you even touch somebody or try to do something physical, there's 9 steps before where you need to learn awareness of your space. I don't know if people know this, but overwhelming majority of attacks on women are from people that they know.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
a random attack on the street still quite rare, but somebody, a loved one, a neighbor, a distant relative, and with alcohol and drugs that are involved, obviously this becomes exponentially more likely.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to it that we cover in the course, and obviously the last resort, right? If you have to defend yourself, then we teach women how to do that as well. And we get asked this, and maybe some of the listeners are gonna be wondering, like, is it possible, like somebody your size, Nicolette, to defend yourself against a bigger person? And categorically, the answer is yes, but you have to be trained,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
It's not 1 hour training. If you are consistent with your training, if you're fit, if you know the things that you can do, 100% you can defend yourself. I'm not saying that you're gonna knock the guy out.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
defend yourself,
Yeah.
right? So if somebody, an attacker, bigger, stronger than you, if you are trained, 100% you have techniques that will teach you for you to walk away without too much damage.
Okay. And what has been the reception of women towards this program?
Excellent. We've had a full house on the first cohort. We're probably going to be, booked for the second cohort. We're going to have another one later in the year. But we have a lot of women practitioners as well. They're
Yeah.
coming to the gym, are taking the jiu-jitsu classes, are taking the MMA classes. Sometimes we have same amount of women and men, in the mats, which makes me incredibly proud.
Okay.
So I would encourage women to look for gyms that have good instructors and inform themselves about self-defense, because it's only upside. I feel
Yeah.
like there's very little downside in trying a class.
And just for female listeners who are listening, where could they find you if they're interested in this course?
Yeah, so we are at Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu Academy. You can find us on social media, on Instagram. We are on New Mutaiga Mall on Tigiri Ridge. We're open 7 days a week. We have classes every day, Monday through Monday. Reach out, book an intro class. We really, really would like to make this program more available for more women, right? I really feel this is an important message.
Yeah. Now, let's continue on women's combat sports. You're very familiar with the UFC and the UFC fighters, right? So Sean Strickland got suspended a while.
This is a mental question again. So what separates a good jiu-jitsu fighter from a great one mentally?
I think that the mental part, I will say, is more about the attitude, right? The heart that you have to be able to compete at the highest level, stay sharp, deal with losses, like Hassan was saying. That fighters get emotional as well,
Yes.
right? I haven't watched my last fight, my last competitive fight. I haven't watched. It's been 7 years. I haven't had the courage to watch yet. It's when you lose a fight in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people, you have to understand that there are a lot of mental implications, on your mental health. But I think that a great jiu-jitsu competitor versus a good jiu-jitsu competitor is the time in the mat, right? I mean, there's no secret to this. This is effort, right? You need to put in the time for you to be a professional athlete in any sport, right? You have to dedicate your life. It has to be from the time that you wake up, from the time that you go to sleep. It's a 7-day-a-week job, 365 days a year. This is what separates good fighters and great fighters, right? The great fighters, they train, they live, they breathe the sport, the craft. And this is, I think, what separates somebody that is really good to somebody that is great.
That's great. And still on the mental aspect of the sport, this is a question to both of you. Let's say you are in a match. Has there ever been an instant where you lost your cool and maybe attempted or tried to attack the opponent or anything?
I would say, in my first MMA fight at Anza, so the coach to my opponent came and told one of my teammates that the person I'm going to fight is a karate brown belt.
Okay. So,
Is a
karate brown belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he didn't know that I'm a taekwondo black belt.
Oh.
I never put it on the record.
Okay.
So I entered there. He tried to kick me. Then I wanted to show him that I can kick better than you. I left the hands down. I started kicking him like a ball. I kicked him until I took him down and finished the fight quick.
Wow.
I like that he said quick.
Hassan is always there to make it quick and finish it.
People can watch
1
these
minute.
fights on the Anza MMA YouTube channel. Both of Hassan's fights are there, so you guys can see the two finishes and many other really good fights.
So how about you, Julio? Have you ever lost your cool and your temper and tried to attack an opponent?
I told this the other day to the guys in the gym. I remember on my boxing fight, I won the first round. The second round, the guy came back and it was kind of like a even second round. I sat on the corner between the second and the third round, and the thought of running away from the ring crossed my mind. I was like, what would happen if I just ran away? A guy with gloves, running around Kigali, And I thought it's going to be really bad in the beginning, but then maybe it's going to... And then I know my coach was like, snap out of it, third round. So fighting brings things out of you that very other things will do, right? The desperation, the tiredness, the physical threat, it's something that I tell people you have to try to experience once in your life, right? Because you can go around your life hopefully never having to face a situation of self-defense or assault or a fight. Hopefully that's the case. But if if it's not the case, right, then you find yourself in that situation. If you never had that threat of a feeling of somebody trying to punch you in the face or grab your neck, it can be quite it is something that we do it in a controlled environment in the gym. So if it happens outside, you know how to behave. But never experiencing that, having that stress, I think that people will underestimate, how hard can it be if you're not trained in a situation like that.
Okay.
I think my question would be, since we're all fans of UFC here, we all watch the UFC, who would you say embodies Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? A fighter that embodies Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique properly?
There was a fighter that retired not too long ago. He fought for the title a couple of times. His name was Damian Maia. He was a middleweight and a welterweight. He went at some point 7 fights in the UFC and he only took 1 punch. And now we have a wrestler that also trains jiu-jitsu called Hamza Chimaev. I think he's done most of his professional fights, and I think he took 11 punches. So those guys that are able to use grappling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu to that degree against other professionals, for me that is really exciting. So when I see a grappler like Hamza or like Damian to be able to finish a fight without taking a single shot, for me that is the essence of Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Louis, have you heard? Louis says sometimes it's boring. He wants to see people.
He likes the
He
strike.
likes
the
the
strike.
Like Hassan was saying, I like to see like bodies flying over and everything.
Oh my God.
Blood flowing all over
Technique
the
can be
canvas.
very interesting,
So, this is my last question to you. What advice would you give to aspiring people or competitors who want to get into jiu-jitsu or combat sports in general?
Find a good gym that you feel comfortable and put in the work, right? I mean, East Africa, Kenya in particular, is a new day. There will be more events coming. We're trying to get the PFL to come to Kenya, hopefully very soon. We can't say when yet, but this is the time for aspiring athletes to dedicate themselves to the craft. I feel like we are in a place today in Kenya, in Uganda, in Tanzania. So Kampala Grapplers Club in Uganda. You have MMA Dar in Tanzania. We have the Mombasa Sharks here in Kenya, in Mombasa. We have Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Coliseum. There's so many gyms popping up. and opportunities for people to train.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that if you are an aspiring athlete, this is the time for you to dedicate, find a good spot to train, come check our gym out,
Mm-hmm.
train somewhere, and because I think that we're gonna have a lot of opportunities, and somebody's gonna save this clip, but one day, mark my words, we will have a Kenyan or East African in the UFC. We're gonna do it, or we're gonna die trying.
Amen.
Maybe you can leave your details if someone wants to join your particular gym,
Yeah.
how they can do that.
So Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu Academy, we are on the 3rd floor in New Mutaiga Mall on Tigiri
Mhm.
Ridge. You can find us on Instagram. Somebody's gonna get back to you to book a free trial class.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And remember, open invitation for you guys
Yes.
to come try a class.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can put some gloves and see if
Bodies will be flying. Thank you very much.
Hassan should give us a parting shot to
Yes,
to
yes,
the Kenyan
yes.
opponents and young guys like you also trying to get into your sport.
Actually, I would say
Uh-huh.
Kenyan fighters are good fighters.
Uh.
I know fighters like Norman,
Mm-hmm.
George.
Mm-hmm.
They are very good fighters. So I won't say that Kenyan fighters are not good,
Mm.
but some fighters come into fights when they have not been training.
Mm,
You
okay.
understand?
Mm.
But they are good fighters. Yeah. But me personally, I would say the scene is growing,
Mm.
and people who want to train, there are more gyms open. Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu is open
Mm.
Monday to Monday.
Mm.
We do MMA, Jiu-Jitsu. If you want boxing, we have experienced coaches from around the world, and we have a kids program, Jiu-Jitsu program. If you want your kid to learn self-defense, definitely you bring him or her. They're
Okay.
welcome. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for
and
having us.
educating us about jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Louis will be there learning how to fight
Let's
as
go.
well in a
And-
disciplined way.
Aren't you going?
Me, I'll go.
See, we're going to be with
Yeah,
you then.
yeah, but I'm not gonna fight against you, Louis.
No.
I already feel like I'm stronger than you, even though I'm short.
Ooh, shots
Even
fired.
though I'm short. Don't,
Shots
don't
fired.
underestimate me.
Hey, you want us to have a mixed gender bout?
Oh, that will sell a lot of tickets, guys.
Yeah, that will sell. We should consider that.
Thank you, Julio. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Hassan, for allowing us to have this conversation with you.
Thanks, guys.